right, if I could get your name and title.
Linda Darin, and I'm the Vice President of Pinellas now.
Can you spell your first and last names for me?
Linda, and the last name is Darin.
Tell us why you're here.
We're here after 50 years to continue protecting women's rights to reproductive health, basically. And in the paper today, I just read our Florida legislature has a bill that they're trying to pass that would further restrict women's rights to abortion by regulating abortion clinics in regulations they don't need. And so it's just a way to restrict women from having abortions. And it impacts mostly poor women that don't have any other options.
And how would accessing clinics, how would that affect especially poor women? Why would it affect them more?
Well, because Medicaid in this state, Medicaid does not cover abortions. So poor women that have children are covered under Medicaid, but they can't get an abortion paid for by Medicaid. So their only option is to go to abortion clinics, basically. And when we continue to put in rules there that make it harder, like Texas, Florida's trying to put in the rule that they just put in Texas on abortion clinics. Over half their clinics closed because they couldn't meet these requirements. So it makes it much harder. Poor women sometimes have to go to another county. They have to have money to stay overnight.
We gotta go. We gotta do a punch
They have to pay for it. I had a client, I used to be a social worker, and I had a 19-year-old client that wanted a legal abortion. She worked as a waitress, and she had to actually wait until she was over 13 weeks pregnant to make the money to pay for that abortion. So that's what happens often. It pushes women into later abortions. I'm reading that in Texas now, they're looking at women doing self-induced abortions like they used to do when abortion was illegal. So we're seeing more women dying from illegal abortions because of money issues too. So
Describe your sign to someone who can't see it. Read it and tell us what it says and what it means to you.
Okay, what this means to me is that I'm from the era when abortions were illegal. And I had a great aunt I never knew because she had an illegal abortion and died. And so this means to me, I don't want to go back to those days. I had my abortion in 1972. I had to go to New York City to have it because that was right before Roe v. Wade. I had enough money to do that, but a lot of women didn't do that. So my aunt died from an illegal abortion. When I was in college, I had a friend who I helped get an illegal abortion in Detroit, almost died from it. So I've seen the results of this. When we make abortion illegal, we do not stop it. We push it underground, and more women will die. And our legislatures don't seem to consider that.
Where did you start from when you went to New York? You were living where?
I was living in Detroit, and the father was living in Pennsylvania, and he was going to Penn State. So back then, they actually had a group on college campuses called Clergy for Problem Pregnancy Counseling. And these were ministers in that on college campuses that could refer people to clinics in New York and California where it was legal. And so he had gone to one of them at Penn State's campus, and we had found a clinic in New York City to go to. So I had to go from Detroit, travel to PA. We had to drive to New York City to get that legal abortion.
Thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome.